Satchidananda Namah Shri Shankarananda Gurupadam Bhujjanmane Savilas Mahamoha Grahya Grasaika Karmani. Salutation, Namaste. Awareness. Awareness of that highest existence. Guru, obviously, we have been understanding, is a movement from ignorance to wisdom. But why? That ignorance causes a delusion of crocodile. That one delusion, second delusion, third, fourth, fifth, and numbers of delusion in the starting from the waking state to dream and sleep state to the three bodies. And once we understand, who makes us understand? The knowledge of the Eastern wisdom through the teacher. Open your eyes, listening. What I'm doing, I'm just trying to make you fully aware. In the last time we discussed about different generations and how the different aspects of the delusion takes over our life, our personal life, our professional life, our family life. So once you are clear, then we can move ahead. So today's lesson is also in the same manner. Listening and learning means what? From ignorance to knowledge. One example, so you heard that I am not the body, I am the real self. So what contemplation does? Contemplation removes the doubt. What is the doubt? That I am the body or I am not the body. But if you don't repeat it, if you don't contemplate, it will not work. And then the meditation practice. Meditation practice brings an experience. We discussed about Shruti, fundamental principle, reasoning, and ultimately perception or experience. These are the three main steps. Last week we discussed about the 6 changes, 6 modifications in the body. Just take an example. What is the knowledge? I am not the body. But why I am not the body? Because it undergoes 6 levels of modifications. First, it is the birth of identity, then it is the growth, then the maturity, then change, then decline or aging process, and ultimately dissolution. How can I say that I am the body? So one way, when you contemplate and reflect on these 6 modifications of the mind, that is one aspect of it. And there are many ways that we should contemplate and reflect. Then comes to the three bodies. We all in yoga studios, you talk about we have a physical body, we have a subtle body, we have a causal body. So now we have an understanding of the causal body. What is that causal body? It is the consciousness plus the satoguna. 2 aspects. One, it is the Ishwar, and the other is the past impression. Both belongs to the causal body. Can I see it? No, I cannot see it. But can I feel the impact of it? Yes, I can feel the impact of it. So where do I feel the impact? There must be something, and that is our subtle body. What is that subtle body? Mind, memory, intellect, and ego. Mind is the source of where all the experiences takes place. But again, so what is this causal body? It is the consciousness plus Rajoguna, because we say the mind can never rest. Mind keeps on changing. So it has to be dominant Rajoguna. Then what about my physical body? It is the consciousness plus the Tamoguna. Consciousness plus Tamoguna. But remember, the consciousness plus Satoguna, it remains on the surface. It doesn't mix up. It doesn't mix up. Same thing with the consciousness with the Rajoguna. That is our subtle body consciousness plus Tamoguna, that is our matter. Nothing changes the consciousness. Nothing changes the consciousness. So this great master doesn't talk about religion, soul, God, cult, dogma, belief, nothing of that sort. It says recognize one consciousness passes through waking, dream, sleep state. One consciousness is present at the causal level, at the subtle level, at the physical level. At the physical level. So just to give you, take an example of a pot maker. Pot maker, clay, and he creates a pot. So the pot maker, after creation, separates itself from the pot. You know, pot maker, we have lot of clay pot and cups in our home. We don't know who is the pot maker. So here we are trying to understand, to remove the delusion. That is our goal. And once the delusion is gone, throw all these principles into the garbage, because now we have reached to that state. So come back. So pot maker is known as the efficient cause. Efficient cause. Why it is efficient cause? It contains the knowledge. It has a desire to create the pot. Clay does not have a desire to create the clay pot, right? And the clay is the material cause. After all, the pot maker has to work through its knowledge and desire to create the pot. Why I gave this example? Now compare. Ishwar, innermost self, or consciousness plus Satoguna is the efficient cause of the entire efficient cause of the entire cosmos. So consciousness is the main factor. And what is the material cause? Consciousness plus Tamoguna. What it means? It is the same consciousness who creates and enters into the creation. Did you get it? Same consciousness, if I use the phrase, creates and enters into what it creates. It has created the mouse and entered into the creation. But how can you say it is the human being? Oh yeah, human being created the shape and the form. But if this plastic does not have the capacity, inherent capacity to be molded into a mouse, what the human being can do? What the human being can do? If the parents, human parents have the liberty, they should have produced not only the birth of the human species, but other species also. But that is the inherent capacity. That cannot be changed. You see the logic, the reasoning they put under. This master says, just understand. Very understanding helps you to recognize one consciousness everywhere, pervading everywhere. So it is basically a discovery by asking a question step by step. Same example I gave you. angles of a three angles of a triangle is 180 degree, prove it. So it means, I have to rediscover. It is already there. I have to recognize, I have to understand, I have to learn. And then I have to prove it. I experience, it has a reasoning, and I reach to the fundamental. That is the purpose. But why? Because the delusion will dissolve. Where lives the delusion? Delusion lives in the mind. Whether you say delusion, you say superimposition, you say ignorance, they have different names. We will talk about it, why they have been given the different names. So now continue in the mind, but if you do not contemplate, you won't remember. We have three bodies, three levels: physical, subtle, causal. And then causal has consciousness, subtle also is the main thing, is the consciousness. Even the physical has the consciousness. We have already understood the efficient cause, maker, creator, maker, maker, and the material cause. So we know the material cause is consciousness plus tamoguna. So that is why we say that consciousness, that existence creates and enters into what it creates. The material cause of this physical body are my parents, no doubt about it. But the causal and the subtle cause is the consciousness. My parents did not say, oh, now the egg is fertilized and now let me put the consciousness into it. It is not, because even I don't know. How can I say that? So look at, be aware of that. We are just the three states of experiences. What are the three states? We already discussed. Dream state, dream state of consciousness, waking state, and the deep sleep, waking. So by listening and understanding, so what is that? Imagine you are watching a movie, the scenes keep changing, but the screen remains constant. Now use movie as your waking state, dream state, and sleep state. They are just the movies. We have movies every day. Every day we sleep, we wake up, we have dreams. Analyze it. Master says analyze it. Now analyze it. So I experience the waking, yes. I also experience the dream by understanding, yes. So where the experience takes place, all the experiences takes place in the mind. What is the mind, memory, intellect, and ego? It is my subtle body. It is different from the consciousness. Let me make it more clear. I am conscious of waker. I am conscious of the physical body. I am conscious of a thought that you are a wonderful person. I am conscious of a thought that you are crazy. I am conscious of the screen. Hold on. I am conscious of object, people, things, relations. They are constantly changing. Thought is changing. Objects are changing. But I am conscious. That does not change. I am conscious. It means I am the consciousness and the rest are changing. I am the pure consciousness. So that consciousness plus satoguna, that consciousness plus rajoguna, that consciousness plus tamoguna. Now you see the unity. Oh, everywhere there is a consciousness. Everywhere. We lost the ability to perceive deeply. We lost that ability. Why? That is what the superimposition is. So what to do? That is why we are understanding the entire structure of the universe, individual, and so-called the God. Understand? That is how we have to contemplate and reflect. Question is, does this consciousness come and go? Contemplate and reflect. This consciousness never comes, never goes. Never come. I am conscious of the world, waking state. I am conscious of the dream objects. Deep sleep, I was not conscious of anything but the profound realization that that consciousness is ever present. If the consciousness is not present in deep sleep, it has been given a different name. We already know it. Then our dear and near ones, our near and dear ones who love this physical body so much, they say, now your place is the cremation ground or a coffin. We have had enough with you. There is no other option left. What it means I'm not the body. I'm not the body. Profound, logical conclusion. Consciousness never disappears. It exists in all the states. It is present in all the three bodies. It is always present. It is always present. It means it is existence. It is existence because of which body exists. It is existence because of which subtle body exists. It is existence because of which the causal body exists. It is the existence because of which the entire world exists. So what exists today will not exist tomorrow, but the existence remains the same. That existence is the pure consciousness. Master is concluding that is what this master comes up logically, step by step. Can you can I negate this physical body? Answer is yes. Just take it 67 years ago. This body was non-existent, right? Now it is existence. After a few years, add average 10, 15, 20 years, it will be non-existence. So this exists, this body exists between the two non-existence. One non-existence before birth, one non-existence after death. But that existence, consciousness, never disappears. It exists in all the states. It cannot be negated. It is always present. Then the master goes further. Master says, analyze your love. And there we say that I love myself the most. I love myself the most. What do you mean by I love myself the most? I love myself unconditionally. How can you say that? My master used to say there were two disabled people, disabled in a sense that their legs were missing and they used to sit at the corner of the monastery to beg. Master used to say, go to those people and you say why you are living. In spite of any condition in the physical body, we love ourselves the most. Question is, who am I that I love the most? Unconditional love. I like you, honey, then I love. So it is a conditional love. I like this car, so I love the car. I dislike this, hence I leave it. So our love for objects and people changes constantly. You like pasta today and tomorrow you like chicken. You might love someone intensively, then you feel hatred. But I love myself unconditionally. That is the meaning, unconditional love and the conditional love. Did you understand? Conditional love and unconditional love. What is the conclusion? Conclusion is simple. Since I love myself unconditionally, that is the source of happiness. Have you seen any time anywhere that you hate someone and you say, you are the source of my happiness? Common sense. It is such a common sense to understand. Even an illiterate can understand it. No, I dislike you and hence you are the source of my love. No, not possible. I love myself the most, hence I am the source of what? I'm the source of happiness. Then why I am seeking happiness outside? Because of superimposition, because of ignorance, because of the delusion. That is what we are trying to understand. That is why what we are trying to understand. Now the problem, you already remember 50 students, one student singing chorus, and the father cannot recognize whether my I see that my son is singing, but I cannot hear it clearly. So it means I have a partial knowledge. I don't have a complete knowledge. So there the master puts the logic. There is a total ignorance. In complete darkness, you don't see anything. No problem. Total knowledge, you have no problem. Total knowledge, complete knowledge, you have no problem. Complete ignorance, you have no problem. That is why American proverb is that ignorance is bliss. But we say ignorance is suffering. Now we are talking of the partial knowledge. In a dim light, we partially see something and mistake it as a snake. The snake rope example is very famous in Eastern wisdom. So in a dim light, at a dawn or a dusk, I see the rope as a snake. It means I have a partial knowledge. Now compare it, that metaphor with us. I exist. I am conscious. What I know. What I know? I exist. I am conscious. What I don't know? I am limitless consciousness. I am of the nature of peace and happiness. Did you understand that? That's a little tricky, but very interesting. I exist. Yes, I know. I am conscious. Yes, I know. So I don't know. I am of the nature of permanent peace and happiness. So I don't know I am of the nature of permanent peace and happiness. Hence I am running for peace and happiness outside in the world. I want to find out that peace and happiness in my honey, in car, in money, in wealth, and in lot of other stuff. Are you understanding? Now we are putting that metaphor into actual perception. I exist. Yes, I know. I am conscious. I know. That's why I'm talking to you. What I don't know, I'm of the nature of permanent peace and happiness. So I don't know, but I want it. So I'm searching peace and happiness outside. It means I don't know my real self, and that is one superimposition. Second superimposition, that I impose, I project peace and happiness on the world outside of objects, and there the journey I continue to run after them until I die, and nothing happens. Nothing happens. That is our situation now. So We are not completely ignorant. What our Eastern wisdom says, we are not completely ignorant. I know little bit. I know I exist. I know I'm conscious, but I don't know I'm consciousness. So the Eastern wisdom says, we will help you to get it. We will help you to get it. It all demands an understanding by a seeker. If the moment you are not a seeker, even while listening, you will miss it. No, but I am extra intelligent. It doesn't work. It's common sense. It's a common sense knowledge. That is why this subject is not taught in Harvard or MIT. There you have an extra, you have to be extra intelligent. Your IQ should be much higher than the average people. Here you don't need an IQ, you common sense. But did you understand that point? Again, I'm saying, I know myself partially. I exist, I'm conscious. I know myself partially. What I know, I am the body. So as long as I experience, I know that I am the body, how can I know that I am infinite? I am permanent happiness. It is not possible. So I don't have a complete knowledge. So because I don't have a complete knowledge, that is what is known as that I have to move from ignorance to wisdom. Once you understand this part of it, then another 20 verses by this master starts explaining. First of them, now he says that now you understand. Consciousness plus Satoguna is the Ishwar, consciousness plus Rajoguna is the individual, we all individual are there, and consciousness plus Tamoguna is the entire world that we perceive. It is all about the matter. Whether you say matter, whether you say quantum physics, whether you say electromagnetic waves, it is all about the Tamoguna. Why we say it is the matter? We have a clear definition of the matter. The matter does not know itself. One. Second, the matter cannot know others. Consciousness is there, very, very little, negligible. So more of the tamoguna is so much that we don't know. So then what happens? Now we have to constantly reflect all this. When you are constantly reflecting on these principles and connecting the dots, your perception is clear and you say, I'm not the body. Definitely I am not the body. I have yet to know who I am, but one thing is clear, I am not the body. Referring to the three states, referring to the three bodies, and then referring to the consciousness, plus tamoguna, physical body made up of the 5 elements, consciousness plus rajoguna and little bit of satoguna is the individual, which consists of mind, memory, senses, intellect, and ego. But what is the cause? So we are giving the answer of the causal level. That is what I already repeated it. Consciousness plus satoguna plus rajoguna plus tamoguna. So this is what we understand. So I also explained you that if we closely see, matter does not know itself, matter cannot know others. So the carbohydrate present in this body or protein present in the body or amino acids or enzyme and hormones, they do not know. They do not know. They cannot say that, I'm giving you crazy beard guy, I'm sitting inside you. They cannot say it. So the same carbohydrate, fat in the cheese lying in the grocery store, they also do not know. So the more and more you start perceiving that this physical body is like a grocery store, why to worry about it? So you are able to separate in your mind that I am not the body. I am not the body. Take another example. Like the space that is never actually confined by the pot, but appears limited. Appears limited, consciousness. So infinite space is equal to unlimited consciousness, which is present everywhere, undivided awareness. Now take an example of a pot is equal to indivisible body and mind complex. Leave aside the causal body for a moment, just for the sake of understanding. Pot. This is one part and there are many parts. Apparent boundaries. Boundary is false. Consciousness is still unlimited. But my mind, because of ignorance, claim that I am the body and the mind. So I feel the consciousness is inside. It is not outside. It is not unlimited. It is limited. Hence I am an individual. And that is the superimposition. Now the pot is breaking. This pot breaking. Which we name it as a death. But the consciousness is still there. The space is still there. It is not going anywhere. The space is unchanged. Consciousness is unaffected. It never actually divided, limited. Now you have to link this with the last session. This week, to contemplate and reflect. It will make a big sense in your life. What is those 6 birth of identity? You are a baby boomer. You perceive the birth differently. You are Gen Z, you perceive the birth differently. Oh, full of energy, total ignorance. What the heck, why I'm born with these crazy parents. They don't listen to me. They don't allow me to go through the social media. They have restricted me. The perception is different in different generations. All the 6 changes we perceive. Our perception is different in different generations about birth of identity, of growth, of maturity, of change, of decline, of death. Silent generation, you have lot of problems, lot of pain. God, now I have lived. Doctor, give me something so that I will, perception is different. So what is the problem? Problem is the ignorance, because every generation experiences or perceives these 6 changes differently. So you have millions of impressions of ignorance, and that haunts us every day. So we are living in a great delusion and ignorance. Master says, if you remove this ignorance and delusion, you will find that you are the absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. So we will start with our journey deeper from the next session. Yes, what is that, conclusion? That we will understand that how sense organs manifest. Everything is a manifestation. Consciousness plus satoguna, Ishvas. Consciousness plus rajoguna, individual manifestation. Now individual has 3 bodies. Now this physical body, outer sense organ, the eyes, physical structure. But this physical structure, it has a pointed consciousness. If the consciousness is not there, how can I perceive any object? So that pointed consciousness means even though it is made up of tamoguna, purely matter, but deeper inside, the faculty of perception is present deeper inside. It is not present in the physical body. Are you getting it? Faculty of smell is present in the consciousness. It filtered through the mind, and that is why I say it is a foul smell, it is a good smell. So we will understand that how this entire manifestation takes place. Simply saying physical body will not work. How the mind manifests. How the mind manifests. What it consists of. Mind consists of half, if you say half of the satoguna, and the rest half consists of rajoguna and tamoguna. That is how, in that perception, when you understand it, and when you start playing with these 5 elements and the 3 gunas, she is very beautiful. Beauty. Beauty is the knowledge. Mind has some. Do you have a sensual? No. Oh, okay, appreciation. Beauty is the beauty of the consciousness. So it belongs to the consciousness, not to me. Thank you. We will talk about it. It's just a play. Yes, no, now it's a contemplative text for a higher seeker. The entire text is demands that we should contemplate and reflect. So let anyone start discussing. Let us bring your ideas, bring your... Brandy, you appeared. I thought that you are not here. Okay.
I'm here. I'm laughing about the grocery store, about the body being like cheese in the grocery store without the consciousness. That was a great illustration for me. I kind of feel like a big block of cheese today. So thank you for that.
So your grocery store is beautiful. I don't know which grocery store is beautiful. You see, another level of delusion. All grocery store contains the grocery. Yes. That you want to say?
I love the idea of combining today's lesson with Thursday's lesson, which I've still been contemplating on. Again, the map, the compass, the journey has been everything I've been doing. I've been sort of revisiting that, and when you bring in the consciousness, it just detaches us from life effectively. It's like, yeah, our body, the grocery stores, the cheese. It's like, okay, well, we can leave the grocery store, or it is what it is. So that distance or that detachment is brilliant. The one question I have is, where does consciousness come from, and where does it go when the body expires? So that's my current contemplation.
Yes, that is a good statement, and also a question. Where the water goes when one wave appears and disappears? That is the simple answer, but we will discuss about. Once we understand the entire, all these principles, we have an instant answer where the space goes when this house is demolished. Where it comes, where it goes. No, it is the walls, bricks, they come and go. Consciousness does not come. Consciousness does not go anywhere. Why it does not come and why it does not go anywhere? It is all pervading. What it means when it is all pervading, that it has no place to come, no place to go. There is no other place for the consciousness to come and to go. Why there is no place? It is all pervading. There is no space left. That is what you're thinking.
Um,
Yes, Terry.
I don't know if this relates to what David asked, but I was gonna ask, and I didn't know if it was a foolish question, but what holds the subtle body together?
What holds the subtle body together? So it is one mind, memory, intellect, and ego. What holds the wave together? Same answer.
A proper emotional
Wave outside, wave inside, wave shape, wave form. It is all water. It is all consciousness. Yes, yes. So we have already understood it is the causal body, and then causal body becomes the cause of the subtle body, and the subtle body becomes the cause of the physical, and all the three are knit together. Why they are knit together? The main cause is the consciousness. But from where the way I think is different from the way you think, it lies in the causal body. What is that causal? My past impressions. So we have yet to answer, we have yet to understand. The first chapter gives you the entire journey of Eastern wisdom. So we will understand from where these past impression comes. So that past impression are accumulated in the causal body, one section. Other section is the innermost self. That is the purest self. That is what we are discovering. But it is overlapped by. So those causative factors give the impressions to the mind, and then the mind thinks I'm crazy, I'm good, I'm right, I'm beautiful, or I'm not, etc., etc. And that impacts the physical. So we are going to, we have yet to understand a couple of more principles. Yes. Who else? Dennis, you want to say something? Contemplative.
Yes. Yeah. I picked up the principle, we love ourselves the most, but we don't know who we are. So I think through trial and error, we try to find that I, whether we follow Eastern wisdom or we don't follow, or we just an ordinary person, we subconsciously we try to find and discover that I, and because everyone needs to project that I to something tangible and understandable. And whoever finds that I in the body loves the body, whoever finds that I in the personality loves their ego, whoever finds that I in doership loves their job or business, whoever finds I in the enjoyer loves the object of enjoyment. And I think this is the reason why we say I love someone. In fact, we love the pleasure that we get from that object or person, and then we start identifying with that pleasure. We project that I to that pleasure. So finally, we still love that I, and not someone or something else. And I think the existence gives us a hint through suffering that we experience after we love the wrong I. The existence gives us a hint that I was not the real I, and that I is somewhere else. And then the Eastern wisdom explains where to find that I.
Beautifully, beautifully said. You just gave this a good metaphor to explain what I said. I exist, I know it. But I don't know I am existence. That is the problem. I am conscious. I'm conscious of you, I'm listening and doing everything, I'm seeking peace and happiness, I'm avoiding pain, etc. So it means I'm conscious, partial knowledge. But I don't know I'm consciousness. That is the problem. What is the problem? Problem is ignorance. What is this ignorance? Ignorance is delusion. What is delusion? Then that is what the superimposition is. So step by step we open up and we say, oh, this is what. In that context it comes, I love myself the most. The moment I love outside, as Dennis was explaining, moment I say that I love myself, that love is conditional. Can you say, oh, I know you hate me so much, hence I love you the most? You want to get rid of it immediately. Get rid of, get out. Final divorce. Enough is enough. We don't say that. So that projection is attachment. That projection is conditional. It doesn't mean, now your honey says, I love you. Oh, I know what kind of love it is. You have to evolve from inside. You have not to use these principles outside. You to a grocery store, I have come here to buy my body. No. Then the people will make you crazy. Internally you experience. You have a right perception. Cheese, yes, cheese is a matter. Body is also a matter. Internal perception has to be clear. That what is internal perception? A matter of awareness minus superimposition. So when we have that level of awareness, you are living. You are not only living in mindfulness, you are living at a much higher level. Anyone wants to share? Okay. Anyone wants to share? No? Let us close your eyes. Eyes are closed. Look at the grocery store. Yes, during the practice, when we are seekers, we appreciate it. So that is why I'm saying look at the grocery store. Don't start running, oh, it's too far from me. No, it is always with you. So this is one level of awareness, and below it is what we say, the place, position, posture. Being comfortable, move the mind on the entire body, from the top of the head to the toes. Experience sensation, comfort and steadiness. Do you want to know little subtler level? First thing I said, I've been repeating, perhaps you have assimilated that knowledge. What is that? I told you anything that is matter does not know itself, and does not know others. But now when I move the mind on the entire body, it is the same matter or a grocery store, and I am conscious of this body. And then I experience sensation and steadiness in the body, and comfort coming from deeper within. Did you pick up? This grocery store, I become conscious. Why? Only because I'm consciousness. There is no other reason behind it. It is not that you are looking at the body and this grocery store or this matter has become something conscious. As long as same thing applies to being carefree also. Now in being carefree, I exist and I am existence. These two are different things. Because of the one existence, the earth exists, the solar system exists, I and you exist, you're in my house exist, you're in my clothes and you're in my car, and long list. It has only one existence? Yes. So they are separate? Yes. So out of the two, one is unchanging and the other is the changing. That is what we find in being carefree. So what changes? They come and go. What does not change? It remains. Bhai, I am conscious that I don't have any thought, and I'm conscious that I have a thought, but I'm conscious is the same, and that is being carefree. Why I'm conscious of in both the states? Why? Because I'm consciousness. So from that perspective, you apply being carefree. So now those thought, feeling, emotions, they come and go, but behind it, I am conscious, they are coming, I'm conscious, they are going, I'm conscious. No, nothing is there. So, but I'm conscious is one factor. The thoughts are changing, feelings are changing, experiences are changing, and what are changing is not me. This is the meaning of allowing the mind to settle. You need not to suppress, control the mind to go into meditative state. No, not at all. So people understand, oh, we have to control the mind. No, how can you control? And who controls? The mind controls. So if the mind itself is changing, mind will change the shade of that object what you are controlling. These are different layers of the superimposition, delusion, and once we become aware of it, we know it, ignorance is gone. So you allow the mind to settle by discernment. I'm conscious of, unchanging. The rest of off. After off, the thought, feeling, emotion, objects, place, people, relationship, pleasure, etc., etc. Oh, there's a long list. Long list. And now looking at the breath, we have done many a times. I hope you all can carry three-pointed awareness of the breath. The breath goes in and comes out. Do you feel the sensation of the breath? Do not change the rate and the rhythm of the breath. So you maintain awareness of the breath, and then in that awareness of the breath, we contemplate and reflect to move to the higher consciousness. You get it? I believe so. And now, so not only that, you are consistently and constantly aware of the sensation, comfort and steadiness, being carefree, being aware of the breath. Is there anything deeper? What did I ask? Is there anything deeper than that? I'm using the adjective deeper to make you understand. Am I aware of the consciousness pervading in sensation, comfort, and steadiness? In being carefree, in being aware of the mindfulness, breath mindfulness, in being aware of my instructions, and you are also aware beyond that. So the awareness has no limit, it is infinite. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both your palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. How are you, Samir?
Sir, meditation was very quite. In the end, it was like everything witnessing whatever was going on in the mind. And one thing I want to say that before I used to make an effort to get into peace. Now I make an effort to go into sorrow.
Beautiful. Beautifully put. Before
Because now it is means negative thoughts means the principles treat on their own part to these negative thoughts. As the negative thought comes, then answer comes on its own, and the thing is neutralized in the mind.
yes, continue contemplation and reflection. Once this knowledge in the form of consciousness is settled fully into our mind or intellect, ocean and the waves, wave and the water. What are the beautiful waves? There is a partial knowledge I forget. Behind it is the water. I forget behind husband, behind wife, behind son, behind the luxury car that I bought. So in long list. I forget this. Where I'm going? I forget what is behind this body and the mind. It is only one consciousness. So you're right. Now it is difficult to go into this sorrow, but I need not to make an effort to move into the peace. Why? It is a rediscovery. It is already there within me. Terry, you want to say something? No.
I'm never special to try. Just noticing myself.
Yeah. Beyond all this, yes, David.
Thank you. It's interesting, the meditation today. For whatever reason, I reflected back on a dinner we were having with friends right around Julie's birthday, and the friend, we're all saying, "Oh, we're getting older" and all this stuff, and the friend said, "How old do you feel?" And I think I responded, I said, "I feel 28 or something like that." And for whatever reason, today in the meditation, I just thought to myself, I am timeless.
Yes.
And so that was very soothing and interesting. So thank you.
Beautiful. Socially, happy birthday, Jerry. And Jerry is not here?
No, she had to go teach.
Okay. So, socially, and yes, that idea of that knowledge, that awareness that I'm timeless means I'm beyond the three bodies. And we already know the three bodies, three levels of manifestation, and we have a live experience of timeless. Even in the beginning, if we have this thought that I'm timeless, is wonderful. Yes, Brandy, you want to say something?
I had a realization, thank you, first. And second, I had a realization during my meditation that limiting your perspective of yourself just to the body is kind of like limiting a perspective of, say you see a photograph of a person or two people online, and all you perceive is like that photograph is them without understanding the complexity of who they both are and who they are together and your lived experience and sort of the, the internal thing that's happening, right? Like you just say, like, oh, I like that photo. I like those two people or whatever. I like that image. But really, like what goes on behind that is similar, I think, how the consciousness works when you go beyond what, I don't know, I'm still piecing it together, but I was like, it's kind of like that.
Yes, we are drawn, attracted by the delusion. We have an extreme attraction, but why this attraction is? Piece them together, why this attraction is. It is because of the delusion, superimposition. What is this superimposition? Why there is an attraction? Because I'm seeking peace and happiness from there. And from there we already discussed in detail that unconditional, I love myself unconditionally. Wherever I love myself unconditionally, there is the permanent happiness. Wherever I love conditionally, today it may be happiness and tomorrow there may be a sorrow. So you have to piece them all. You have to listen to it again and again and again, and then see that it's easy to piece them together. It's not a big deal. I told you we need not to go to Harvard to understand Eastern wisdom. Beautifully said. How are you, Dennis?
The meditation was peaceful, awareness. I was aware of the breath and the space, and it was very peaceful. Thank you.
Beautifully. Yes, yes. Now, I my mind wanted to have a kidding, Now, no student is allowed to go to Harvard, so so it's just a kidding. Nothing to do with any party or so. If Terry has heard the news or read the news. So coming back, you have to piece them together. You use the right phrase, and you all share that contemplation, timeless. So the more and more you think, it is the intellect. You see that it is my intellect recognizes. Who recognizes? It recognizes that there is a computer screen. Very good. You are intelligent. So it recognizes there is a live session. Very intelligent. You recognizes there is a Dennis and Samir and David is there. Yes. And no. Yeah, I have to go little behind that. You all are human beings, but what is behind that human being? The physical body. No, the subtle body. No, the causal body. No, behind that, there is a consciousness. Do I need to make too much of effort to first recognize the computer screen and then recognize Dennis, or it is spontaneous? Tell me, it is spontaneous. If this is spontaneous, then why not that is spontaneous? That I am of the nature of the consciousness.